Hey guys, good to see you all here. Um, so so welcome to the Killjoy Guide, the Left Feminist podcast for the 99%. Glad to see you guys all here. Welcome to JB. I'm so glad that you could join me tonight. So I just wanted to kind of start off just by saying that, I understand that you guys were really upset about what happened the last 72 hours. It's been a really rough 72 hours. I haven't cried this much in a long time with everything that's been going down. Um, so as y'all know, we had a meeting on Thursday and some shit went down and we voted to remove Compton J from his position in FHL. A lot of it, I'm not going to get into the details of that vote because honestly, that's interpersonal dynamics that honestly, I don't think that we need to get into. I understand that you guys will be upset by my saying that. But, you know, and I understand that you guys want transparency and we'll give you as much as we possibly can in the coming weeks. We'll give you as much transparency as you need without really going into the nitty gritty because, as I said, that's really interpersonal. And I think that people should deal with that on a one-to-one basis. That's my personal opinion on it. As for, honestly, what happened, the vote did not sit well with a lot of us because we did feel that while what CJ did was not right, the punishment didn't fit the crime and the vote was rushed. That's something that I said to CJ himself, and that I believed that the vote was rushed and that I hoped that we could rectify the situation. And we all decided, unanimously that he should come back to the group. And you guys saw the stream that was done the other night. You guys saw the stream apologizing to not only CJ, but to every single one of you. And honestly, the reason I voted was because based on the evidence, again, I wasn't, it was a rushed vote and I voted incorrectly. I should not have voted to remove CJ without more time to really understand what was going on and for us to particularly, I knew more of the details behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't know. And honestly, just people were blindsided, and I understand that. It was not a good vote. We made a mistake. And that's what it comes down to. We made a mistake. That doesn't make us horrible people, but that's ultimately what it was. We made a mistake, we fixed it. CJ is back with the group, and honestly, I hope that FHL will be stronger going forward if we can have good communication. And this is all stuff that I have said to CJ himself, and I did apologize to CJ for my vote. I did. Because honestly, it didn't sit well with me. Mm-hmm. And that's honestly the truth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And honestly, I haven't, with everything that happened, I haven't cried this much in a long time because it was a lot of stress. Yeah. As far as everything goes, JB, did you want to say anything before I continue?
Yeah. So one of the things that that happened was CJ was gracious and he accepted Meg's apology. CJ's a class act, and he accepted my apology as well. And the one of the reasons for why we voted the way we voted, because we felt like we were doing the right thing. That's pretty much what it boils down to. But it just wasn't done the right way, you know. Um,
Hmm.
like Meg said, and like was reiterated to us many times by people like Nick, the punishment didn't fit the crime, right? And as a group that believes in restorative justice,
Yeah.
we dropped the ball on that quality. That's inexcusable.
Hmm.
But at the same time, we have to pick that ball back up and continue to keep doing the best we can to live by our values, which is why we made the decision to reverse it, because it didn't sit well with our conscience.
Hmm.
Uh, I barely was able to sleep that night. Meg, you?
No, I didn't sleep well at all.
Yeah.
Not one little bit.
So the thing is that we realized that that vote shouldn't have happened. It should have been more of an intervention to,
Hmm.
you know, to have a discussion with him as a group collectively, so that we can rectify the situation and move forward. That was not done. Uh, People, like Jackie and RJ also felt that they were doing the right thing, but it wasn't done the right way. And so, unfortunately, we made the decision that we made, and it hurt CJ as well as all of you, which is why we will continue to apologize for this pretty much indefinitely. Um, but I also want to say that as far as being an ally, Meg, you have been an amazing ally throughout the entire time that you have been with FHL, and even before you ever joined.
God damn it, you're gonna make me cry again.
I'm good at making people cry, I know.
He is. He's so good at it.
But look, you have been a very strong and vigilant supporter. And you continue to even be that person, even when we're going through the dark times, like right now. But at the same time, we support you in the future as well, because you've already proven, and even Nick said this earlier, that, and with you not there, Nick said that you have a strong sense of character and you have a very strong and deep sense of justice. And that is one of the reasons why people like me, Nick, Afeni, Rome, CJ, RJ, we have so much deep love and respect for you. And they will not say, "Oh, you're speaking for me. I didn't say that." No, they can watch this stream and they can comment and they will say, "Yes, we feel that way about Meg," because it's the truth, and that's how we feel. And we all expressed our love and care for you, So, um, yeah, that's one of
Yeah.
the reasons why, um, you know, we do still love you. So,
Thank you.
hmm
Thanks, JB. I love you too.
hmm
Um,
yeah,
I mean, as far as everything goes, like y'all saw the stream that we did on Friday night. Um,
hmm
talking about what happened,
hmm
and you know, I was there.
you
I
were there.
I
Yep.
chose not to put myself on screen because honestly, I didn't want to take up that space and take away from what JB and RJ and Nick and Sabby and CJ were doing. Like that,
hmm
I rather I chose to stay behind the scenes and produce the show to
hmm
give them the opportunity to speak.
hmm
I maybe you guys will think that's cowardly of me. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But honestly, I prefer to support them rather than put myself into the stream.
Hmm.
You can disagree with that decision if you like, but that was my decision. Because honestly, for me, being in FHL has been a huge privilege. A huge privilege. You know, I mean, like before FHL, Nick and I were friends. He those of you who watched his show before, he would invite me onto his streams and we would talk, and he and I became very close, and he he saw something in me and I appreciate him so much. And I appreciate the fact that he introduced me to RJ and to JB and to Jackie and to everyone else. And like it's like I understand my place here. That I am here. I'm so grateful to have been given this spot in FHL. I am truly grateful because, like I said, I mean, Nick, he introduced me to everyone, and I love every single one of the people who are in FHL. I love every single one of them, and I support
Hmm.
everything that they do. You know, and I know that my role here is to amplify their voices because that's what's so important. They invited me in, especially Jackie. Jackie took a chance on me and asked me to be her co-host. Whatever your feelings about Jackie, like I love Jackie and she's my friend, and we might be disagreeing right now, but she will be continue to be my friend. And I care very much about her, and honestly, I don't think that what is happening to her is right. And I'll say that I don't think it's right. And I will ask you guys to please stop harassing her. Like, she has stepped away from FHL. That was her choice. And but I mean, I'm will always be grateful to her for inviting me in, and for Nick and Rome and JB and RJ and CJ for inviting me into this group. I will forever be grateful for that, and for Jackie taking a chance on me and asking me to be her co-host, and inviting me into a space that I'm sure a lot of people don't think that I belong in. The fact that they believed enough in my voice, that in the fact that I was an ally to them, I appreciate that so much. Um, as far as everything else goes, I mean, JB, did you have anything else you wanted to say before I continue?
Um, you know, uh, it is difficult to be in the space that you're in, and um, recognizing that you don't have to censor yourself, and you did that. You made sure that you didn't censor yourself, and you were more more apt to uplift our voices as Black people, which I dearly appreciate.
Thank you, Noli, for saying that. I appreciate you.
Hmm.
Thank you, Noli.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and so what you brought to the table and what Nick saw and you, um, we all see. And so um, I think it's also important that, and Meg, I know for a fact that you believe in second chances. But I also think that it's important that a lot of us, because we are imperfect people, that we give ourselves a second chance so that we can continue to better ourselves. Because I can say for sure that I learned from this thing, from this entire situation. I know you did too,
Yeah.
and so you know, we learn a lot about proper, communication.
Mhm.
Um,
Sorry, I don't
and
want to interrupt you, JB, but I want to answer this question
sure.
from Paul. Paul asks, like, can Jackie and CJ patch up their differences? Honestly, I don't know. I think that's up for them to decide. And as far as everything else on that, like, I would just leave that up to them.
Hmm.
Like I said, this is interpersonal, so I know you
Hmm.
guys want transparency, but leave it up to them to decide what they want to do.
Hmm. But
Yeah.
you and CJ patch things up for the most
Hmm.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and CJ have. Um, and so one thing that people need to know about Jackie, and many members, all the members of FSJL can attest to this. The person that was managing everything in the background that helped FHL achieve the success that it has can be attributed to Jackie and RJ. They were the ones who were in the background that were learning a lot and teaching us things along the entire way in order to help succeed. So people need to know that she just wasn't somebody who had a show, called Nerdologics. She was more doing a lot of the stuff in the background to help us grow. And she was
Yeah.
doing that up until last week.
Mm-hmm. And guys, you don't realize how much Jackie poured herself into this group. Like she really did. She was the one keeping everything together. She really was. Like
Yeah.
the only reason that we're able to keep the lights on is because of her.
Yeah.
So I just want everybody to realize that
Yeah.
as they're making their comments,
Yeah.
that she really did so much to keep this group together.
Yeah. You know, it's just she made a bad mistake, just like I did, just like Meg did, and many others did. So, um, uh, you know, and you cannot be an organization that believes in restorative justice and you don't apply it to other people. And so even though she's not no longer a member of FHL, we still believe in restorative justice regardless, because that's who we are. Um, and CJ deeply believes in that, and that's why he's a very forgiving person. He forgave people like Meg and myself, and he was so gracious in that. Um, and CJ is a brave and brilliant man that we have an utmost amount of respect for, and we deeply love and appreciate him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want you guys all to understand just how much I love every single person in this group.
Hmm.
Um, and so with all that, kind of being said, I want everybody to understand what's going to happen from this point forward in regard to the Killjoy guide and also Nerdolitics. Nerdolitics will not be going forward because Jackie has decided to leave, and I hope that like I said, I will continue to be friends with Jackie, and I will support everything that she does outside of FHL, and I hope that you will too. Um, As for Nerdolitics is not going to be going any forward any longer, at least on FHL. Um, as for the Killjoy guide, um, I have made the difficult decision that I will also be departing from FHL. Sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't want to cry.
Just take your time. Take your time.
Thanks, JP. Um, so, all right. So, before I get too ahead of myself, I want everybody to understand that the reason I have made this decision is because I do feel that it is my best place to continue to support FHL from the outside. The Killjoy guide will be continuing. Is not going away. I'm not going anywhere. You can continue to follow the Killjoy guide on my YouTube channel and on any podcast platform. And this is not the last time that you will see me on FHL. I'm going to continue to collaborate with JB and Savvy and Nick and Afeni and whoever else wants me. And so that's something that we did talk about in the meeting that we had earlier today, is that, I don't have to be in FHL in order to support FHL and for us to work in community together, for us to build a community together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. I appreciate you.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, I truly enjoy doing Nerdolitics. That was some of the most fun I had every week. The
Mhm.
whole point of Nerdolitics was to bring joy. I know my name is Killjoy, but I do like to bring joy to you guys, and it doesn't always have to be serious. And and also the way that one of our big missions in Nerdolitics was to analyze media, so that way we can understand how it's reflective of the world that we live in, but also how it manufactures consent about the world that we live in. And I feel like that is valuable. Even if you're not a fan of Nerdolitics, please see the value in that. You know? But thank you, Nolly. I appreciate you saying that. Um yes, I did decide to leave FHL. So Nerdolitics will no longer be going forward. I will be continuing the Killjoy Guide on my own channel, but I will continue to collaborate with FHL, and that way we can build community together. And I think that's so important because it is important for white allies to stand up and amplify Black voices. That is so fucking important. And for us sometimes to be willing to say, you know what, no, I can't take up this space. You know, like I think that's
Yeah.
important. Um, thank you guys for all saying that you'll miss me, but I'm not going that far. I will still be on FHL whenever people want me on. I'm not going anywhere, and I will continue to be with you guys in solidarity and in community.
Mhm.
Um, JB, do you have anything else?
Yeah. I for one did not want to see Meg go, but I respect her decision. She thought very deeply about this. Clearly, you thought very deeply about this, clearly, and even though you are no longer part of the group, we will still have community with you. And we still, just like we cross pollinate with many other different leftist shows, we'll do the same thing with yours. Because that's what it's about. Because ultimately, what is this about? Let's let's get to the heart of why we're doing what we're doing. Is to dismantle this twisted capitalist system, and by helping to teach others and to push the agenda of compassion and humanity first. Uh, and so this is one of the reasons why that we will continue in this fight, because ultimately we have to help people to realize that they don't have to suffer anymore. And just because you may be doing it from a different part of YouTube or a different platform doesn't mean that it will be it won't be in vain. And so I can't wait to see what you'll be doing in the future, and we'll be here to support you for it.
Thank you. And like I said, I mean, there's definitely gonna be still collaborations coming forward. Like, there's an interview that Sabby and I are probably gonna be doing together.
Hmm.
JB and I have talked for a long time about doing a show talking about Florida politics and Florida news, since we both live in Florida.
Hmm.
So, yeah, and we can definitely come together and talk theory because we definitely need to be
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
theory together and talking
Hmm.
about it. So, I definitely look forward
Definitely.
to continuing to
Hmm.
collaborate with FHL and
Hmm.
um. Great, thanks, Valerie. Um, as far as everything goes, just I really hope that you guys will go and continue to support the Killjoy Guide over on its other channel.
Hmm.
And I'll make sure to put a link down in the description. That way, you guys can go over there or just search for it.
Hmm.
It's available on all podcasting platforms as well. I am trying to grow that channel, and you can support it both on Ko-fi and Patreon if you are so willing.
Hmm.
Um, and again, that is also in the description if you're interested in that, because I do want to grow that
Hmm.
channel and talk more about feminism and understanding how we can make the feminist movement better, because it's not
Hmm.
a good movement right now. It's very much centers that girl boss lean in feminist bullshit.
Hmm.
And yeah, Frankie Giddy, I actually do want to start a book club. So because I think that's another way that we can grow the movement as well, is reading together and talking about different issues. And there's a lot of things that I want to be doing over there. I'm probably also going to start a Substack. That way, you guys can read, the things that I have to say, as well as hearing it on the podcast.
Hmm.
Yeah, Turbo, like bourgeois feminism. I hate bourgeois feminism. It's bullshit. Um. I guess that's really about it, you guys. So I thank you so much for spending this time with me and supporting this show, in supporting FHL, and please continue to support FHL because what they're doing here is brilliant. And I will continue to support FHL as well. Maybe not monetarily because I don't have any money right now. But definitely continue to support them. Continue to support the activism and the mutual aid that FHL is doing, because it is good work. And definitely, do all that you can to work in your communities, whether it's leftism, socialism, feminism, anti-racism. Just continue to grow in your communities and reach out. Like, I hope that I hope that you will continue to support me and continue to support FHL, because we need you guys in order to grow, and for this community to grow, and for this movement to grow. We need all of you. JB, any final thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Meg. Thank you.
Thanks, JB. Okay, you guys. So for, I guess, the last time on FHL, this has been the Killjoy Guide. the Left Feminist podcast for the 99%. I'm your host, Killjoy Meg. Love and solidarity.